Welcome to Our Second Brain. You know, when I thought about making this introductory video, I wasn't sure how controversial I would choose to be. I decided to go ahead and challenge your thinking to set the right tone for how this channel works. And if I have challenged you by the end of this video, feel free to jump to my website and read more. The link's in the description. Or you can even take advantage of my availability. See, unlike any other life-altering resource out there, I offer a totally free consultation. And if you want to use that time to give me feedback, by all means. But you better come armed with good information, as most of you have been influenced by hacks and quacks, and just like I was once, of course. Yet, for those of you who still suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, the good news is you're about to recover from it. What I teach you is how to perform the most cutting-edge fecal transplantation infusion and protocol at a fraction of the cost of those hospitals and clinics. On top of that, I teach you everything you need to know about the actual metabolic issues and how to test for your specific polymorphisms from home. And it's not MTHFR. You also know how to master your neurochemistry and your endocrine system using special tools I teach you to help prevent ever getting chronically ill again, in most cases. And of course, keeping your gut in check. So, see, where many people don't find recovery or fail after just a few months, you will not. Now, in between getting people back their livelihood, I do plan to make more videos with some mind-blowing content that will change the way you view your world. Mostly from the microbiology perspective, with some real biological sciences mixed in. And topics like zombies, real-life zombies, and how there are babies born girls but turn into boys at puberty, and even how bacteria remember. That means they have memory, but without brains. See, you will be challenged, and maybe even a little disturbed, but you will master your own biology. So hit subscribe and the bell icon to get notified of these future videos. And will you also help me by hitting the like button right now so YouTube's algorithm will help get this life-changing information out to others? Let me get more into what I do for people around the world. But, well, first, a little about myself. Like you, my health was declining for years, following my particular trigger event. See, I was hospitalized for a deadly superbug infection and had several surgeries and over a dozen different antibiotics. And although the antibiotics saved my life, they also destroyed it. There were times, in fact, after this event when I wished the bacteria had just taken my life instead of leaving me in this horrible condition. So, anyway, with my declining health, I pursued the real science medicine approach like so many of you, and these doctors offered no help. They just drained my wallet and told me I needed psychological or psychotherapy help. So then, like you probably did, I pursued the alternative medicine approach. And at least they believe you and I, and listen intently. However, their unproven elixirs, herbals, and detox methods like coffee enema just make us worse. Many of you are here now because of the damage done by alternative medicine, I'm afraid. If they had healed you, you probably would not be bothering with this channel right now. So, anyway, in my collapsed state, I found some tools of questionable legality that at least got me out of bed and able to work for over a year on this technology. And in the end, I simplified it enough to be able to teach others with a little training. In fact, someone I helped recover her life has led to the Bahamian government wanting a clinic made for medical tourism, while our FDA just drags their feet. You don't have to wait. You don't have to travel for the time being. Eventually, I'll probably be only offering services in the clinic. Anyway, now, how comprehensive is all this? I've collaborated with some of the big guns in chronic fatigue syndrome, so allow me to name drop for a minute. I'm in collusion with Dr. Robert Fair at Stanford University, and he works with the famous Ron Davis, father of Whitney Defoe, that many of you know. Now, I say collusion because as a licensed researcher, he's limited as to what he can provide publicly, but we had some candorous conversations privately about metabolic pathways. And trust me, this goes way beyond the MTHFR nonsense that we've all believed in for a long time. So also, I've worked with Dr. Nancy Klimas at the Institute of Neuroimmune Medicine. If you've ever seen a documentary on chronic fatigue syndrome, then you've seen her. She works on both HIV and chronic fatigue syndrome, and is famous for saying how much worse her chronic fatigue patients are. And she's helped me cut through much of the nonsense that exists out there. And unfortunately, most of what you and I are told is total nonsense. Now, a lesser known is Dr. James Adams at Arizona State University. He's a researcher on the remarkable autism study. And if you have not read this study, I encourage you to go to my website and check out the post. You may not be aware, but there's a close connection between autism and chronic fatigue syndrome, and even Gulf War illness, among many other chronic illnesses. You can read about that on the website. See, the biology of the gut is so profound and complex that when we claim this is your second brain, we're not saying that tongue-in-cheek. If you want to master the mind, then you must master your gut. Right now, though, for many chronic illnesses, science is still decades behind. Currently, there are few solutions that exist outside first removing your current microbiome, only then planting a new one in both your small and large intestine, then lastly, culturing them for long-term recovery. I will even help you know why clinical studies have their failure rates and how to avoid them. So, if you want to learn about the new frontier of science and medicine and some mind-blowing things about your biology, then hit subscribe and the bell notification and head over to my website and say hello. I'm totally available. For those of you who are committed to recovery from chronic fatigue syndrome and the other chronic illnesses with similar etiology, know that I uniquely in this field offer that free video phone consultation so you can learn more about what to expect and to get to know how committed I am to your recovery. Now, this is a challenging journey. This is not for everyone. You will need to be a little brave and very coachable. Many of you are dead set on your current beliefs and want to continue activities that will ruin your gut, like ozone therapy and coffee enema, along with many other alternative medicine quackery protocols. You are therefore not a good candidate for this program, as you will just get sicker from experience. I know this. But for many of you, much of what you think will be turned upside down. Remember that what you know so far and what you have done didn't work, or you wouldn't be here. This will change all that. So, if you can be open to instruction by someone who has helped many people from around the world already, then know that you are about to get your life back. Think about it. For those with chronically ill kidney or liver, you need a transplant. No amount of medicine or surgery can repair that damage. Again, you can go to my website, read more about my story and some remarkable new science, not pseudoscience, behind microbiology of the gut. And I'm putting together some stories of those who have recovered from chronic fatigue syndrome, just like you will. And I hope you take time to read their stories. And also, I'll look forward to adding your story to the website too. Thank you for listening today, and don't forget to subscribe and have a video chat with someone who knows what you are going through.